Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The ceremony of signing of bilateral cooperation documents between Romania and the Republic of Kazakhstan will commence. The joint statement of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Romania, His Excellency Mrs. Luminița Odobescu, and the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Kazakhstan, His Excellency Mr. Murat Nurtleu. Signing on the behalf of the Republic of Kazakhstan, His Excellency Mr. Murat Nurtleu, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Kazakhstan. On the behalf of Romania, His Excellency Mrs. Luminița Odobescu, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Romania. The Memorandum of Understanding between the Romania Diplomatic Institute and the Foreign Policy Research Institute under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Signing on the behalf of the Republic of Kazakhstan, His Excellency Mr. Ali Yerlik, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Kazakhstan to Romania. On the behalf of Romania, Mrs. Liliana Popescu-Bârlan, General Director of the Romanian Diplomatic Institute. The Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in the Field of Official Development Assistance between the Agency of International Cooperation for Development of Romania and the Kazakhstan Agency of International Development. Signing on the behalf of the Republic of Kazakhstan, His Excellency Mr. Ali Yerlik, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Kazakhstan to Romania. On the behalf of Romania, Mrs. Daniela Maria Dobre, General Director of the Agency of International Cooperation for Development of Romania. The signing ceremony has concluded. Next, we have joint press statements by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Romania, His Excellency Mrs. Luminița Odobescu, and the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Mr. Murat Nurtleu.
Good morning, bună ziua. Dear Vice Prime Minister, dear colleague, I'm grateful for your visit to Bucharest and for the opportunity to have an open and constructive dialogue on various topics. Your visit is a proof of close relations Romania and Kazakhstan have developed during the past 30 years. Before anything else, let me use this opportunity to reiterate the solidarity and support towards all the people that suffered and whose lives changed tragically and fundamentally. Either we are talking about the Russian Federation's war of aggression against Ukraine or the recent events in Israel and Gaza. Regardless of the angle from which we look at the world, we are all witnessing painful, tragic events. We have the obligation to work with all our energy towards defending our democratic values, the principle of international law, and to strengthen the rules-based international order. Regarding today's agenda, we had a very substantial dialogue and a useful exchange of opinions. Obviously, we discussed the active strengthening of the bilateral dialogue, as well as other aspects on the international agenda, such as the security situation in the Black Sea region. We reviewed the current status of the political and diplomatic dialogue between our countries. We also share a common evaluation on our very, very good bilateral interactions. We agreed to maintain this positive dynamic and further deepening our bilateral cooperation in fields of particular significance, such as transport and energy. Our common commitment is mirrored in the joint statement we signed today regarding our extended dialogue and cooperation. I'm also glad to witness the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Romanian Diplomatic Institute and the Foreign Policy Research Institute under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Kazakhstan, as well as the Memorandum of Understanding on cooperation in the field of official development assistance between the Agency of International Cooperation for Development of Romania and Kazakhstan's Agency of International Development. Both documents will incentivize our cooperation into new area of expertise. Kazakhstan is an important partner of Romania and of the EU through its contribution to the energy security of Europe, as well as through its geostrategic relevance for the transport corridors connecting Europe to Asia. During our talks today, we reconfirmed our support for a faster development of an international route of transport between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. This route will allow for a higher flow of goods and services between Europe and Asia via the South Caucasus and Central Asia, thus transforming our ports from the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea into significant hubs between East and West. I reiterating during our discussions Romania's clear position regarding the Russian Federation's war of aggression against Ukraine. I also stated the firm and multidimensional support of Romania for Ukraine and presented to my colleague our evaluation on the situation at the border of Romania. I informed the Vice Prime Minister on the resolute actions of Romania, like facilitating the transit of grains from Ukraine and supporting a stronger connection between Ukraine and the European space. Similarly, I presented Romania's continuous and steadfast support for consolidating the resilience and stability of the Republic of Moldova and advancing on its European path. I would like to thank once again the Vice Prime Minister, my dear colleague, for the opening and substantial discussions we had today, and that will for sure contribute to deepening and strengthening the Romanian-Kazakh relation. Dear Vice Prime Minister, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. My speech is a bit longer since once a 30 years chance. Please be patient. So, dear Madam Minister, ladies and gentlemen, just now we had very meaningful and substantive talks with my esteemed colleague, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Romania, Her Excellency Ms. Luminița Odobescu. I wish to underscore that it's not only my first visit to Romania, but also the first ever official visit of Kazakh Foreign Minister to your beautiful country. Availing myself of this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to Minister Odobescu and her team for their warm hospitality extended to me and to our Kazakh delegation. Kazakh people will never forget the fact that Romania was the first European state which recognized our independence back in 1991. Nowadays, Romania is a reliable and important partner of Kazakhstan in Eastern Europe and the European Union. Over the 3 decades, relations between Astana and Bucharest have developed to a mature partnership in many areas. I'm sure mutually beneficial cooperation between Kazakhstan and Romania, marked by many achievements, will expand even further, fostering prosperity of our friendly nations. We have developed meaningful political dialogue at all levels. During the meeting in New York City last September, Kazakhstan's President Tokayev invited Romanian President, His Excellency Mr. Klaus Iohannis, to pay a visit to Kazakhstan to create a new impetus for our multifaceted interaction in the areas of mutual interest. We attach great importance to this proposed visit and event. That's why I have the pleasure to renew my President's invitation to the head of your state. Today, me and my colleague, Minister Odobescu, we had good opportunity to discuss a wide range of issues of bilateral interaction within different regional and international institutions, and agreed to continue our regular consultations on a wide variety of topics. This exchange has demonstrated that Astana and Bucharest share similar positions with regard to many acute topics that demand concerted actions from the members of the world community. Here, I would like to stress that our countries have developed a good tradition of exchanging mutual support, as well as of effective collaboration between the framework of United Nations and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. When it comes to the European Union, we look forward to continuing our joint work in implementing our agreed goals and objectives encompassed in the Enhanced Partnership and Cooperation Agreement between Kazakhstan and the European Union and the European Strategy for Central Asia. Of course, we are strongly committed to the further enhancing and expanding Kazakh-Romanian partnership in the bilateral dimension. Our assessments and visions on the prospects of trade, economic, and investment ties between our countries are also similar. Today, Romania is one of Kazakhstan's leading trade and investment partners in Eastern Europe, ranking first in Central and Southeastern Europe, 5th in the European Union, and number 12 globally. Over the past 10 months, our trade has increased by 9.5% and exceeded $2.3 billion. Thus, we are confident that it will not be our limit. Despite the fact that 97% of our bilateral trade turnover belongs to oil and its refinery, we are committed to diversifying and expanding the structure of Kazakh exports to Romania with goods and commodities amounting $500 million. From our perspective, spheres like petrochemicals, nuclear energy, metallurgy, food production, mechanical engineering, and construction have quite a vast untapped potential. In addition, we offer Romanian business community new opportunities in transit and logistics, industrial modernization, and the development of rare earth materials deposits in Kazakhstan. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, the world is facing unprecedented geopolitical and geoeconomic challenges. However, we remain optimistic about prospects of our bilateral cooperation. We should mobilize fully all existing resources and potential. In this respect, our talks focused on avenues of the transport and transit fields. In particular, we agreed to work together and develop the Trans-Caspian International Transport Road, widely known as the Middle Corridor via the Caspian Sea. This project received endorsement of the European Union, EBRD, and Asian partners as the most efficient and reliable transcontinental road. Expanding the capacity of the Middle Corridor and integrating our logistics infrastructure will serve to the very best of interests of Kazakhstan and Romania. Kazakhstan's Aktau and Romania's Constanța seaports effectively connecting Europe and Asia are the best examples of this point. We expect that the upcoming 17th meeting of the Joint Intergovernmental Commission in Bucharest will create additional momentum to implementation of many promising projects in various spheres. I also commend the success of Kazakhstan's largest foreign assets, Kazmunaygas International in Romania, which is quite well known as Rompetrol. This company serves as a vivid example of mutually beneficial economic ties. Rompetrol total investments in Romania assets exceeded $4 billion. The Petromedia went through modernization and became one of the most advanced refineries in the region. Our company is the third biggest contributor to the Romanian government budget, amounting over $24 billion in taxes for the past 16 years. Furthermore, KMGI provides jobs to over 15,000 your country fellows. The total volume of direct oil imports from Kazakhstan to your country has reached 37% of the consumption of Romanian refineries. We are committed to maintain our renown as the key investor and energy partner for Romania, which fully complies with the ESG principles. Kazakhstan's oil export accounts 10% of the European Union's crude oil demand. Thus, we contribute to Europe's energy security, together with Romania, of course. The joint statement adopted after our talks with the Minister Odobescu identifies practical steps towards intensifying our bilateral partnership across the entire spectrum of relations, from politics to culture and economy to science. We also signed a number of documents, as you witnessed today, between our diplomatic missions and official development assistance agencies. In conclusion, let me assure you all that today's negotiations represent a significant step forward for our long-term and dynamic development of Kazakh-Romanian multifaceted relations. Since all our agreements meant to serve our national interests, I stand ready to exert every effort to their successful fulfillment. Once again, I avail this occasion to express my deepest appreciation to Minister Odobescu for her invitation to visit Romania and for a constructive, frank, and very productive meeting. I wish you, Madam Minister, every success in your noble endeavors for the benefit of your nation. I thank you. Thank you for your patience.